am CA Sanjay Jadewala. I am working as a partner in the firm Niranjan and Narayan. We are specializing mostly in the government audits, in the audit of public sector departments, in World Bank or JICA assisted projects. We provide consultancy services in them. And other than that, the conventional practices like income tax, GST, and other things we are already continuing. So I completed my Chartered Accountancy course in the year back in 2015. So for last 10 years, I have been in practice with this firm. I come from a small city, Barpeta. In the small cities, like you don't have much knowledge about CA course, especially in our days. So we only knew if you have to take science, you can go for engineering or you can go for doctor. But I didn't wanted to go for that because being from a Marwari family, I had some business ethics already engraved in me. So I thought to go in the commerce field. In commerce field, we had only two options we heard of there, like MBA and CA. So MBA, you have to go for management, all the management practices and all will not my cup of tea. So I went for Chartered Accountancy. Chartered Accountancy has its own glory because back in those days, in the Barpeta district, there were hardly 2 or 3 chartered accountants, and they had a very big name and respect. There was a lot of respect for them. So I thought of going after Chartered Accountancy. Key skills, I would suggest, like, you don't have to memorize everything. If you want to excel in this course, you don't have to memorize everything. You have to go for more conceptual clarity. The more your concepts are clear, the better you can perform. Like in your matriculation, most people say that if you can memorize everything, you can pass out. But here, concept is very much important. And you have to have a desire of continuous learning, because the things in Chartered Accountancy, it's changing every day. Like the taxation, the financial sectors, everything is changing gradually and rapidly. So you have to also be able to adapt with the changes. Then you have to have some ethics and integrity in yourself, because you will be auditing the finance, you will be looking after the finance, you will be giving advisories. In all those things, you need your ethics and integrity. You have to maintain the secrecy of the client. You have to maintain the whatever they entrust you with the responsibility, you have to maintain it. Then there are a lot of challenges, like you will be facing a lot of workload, especially on the days of your audit. When there are audit deadlines or when taxation deadlines, you might be facing a lot of workload, but you have to cope up with it. Then there can be, as I already said, there can be constant updates. You have to keep on updating yourself. So first, speaking of the challenges, there are quite a few challenges. Like first of to crack the exams, the Chartered Accountancy is not an easy exam. If you say it is, mostly it is said that it is second toughest exam in the world. I don't know how far it is correct, but it is tough. And then after you enter the field, there are also challenges. Like there might be a huge workload, especially on the periods when there are tax audit or your audit filing days or your income tax return filing days. When you have to go for every day, there is a cut-off date. On that date, you have to submit the return. On that date, you have to complete the audits. Then there are constant updates. You have to keep updating yourself. You cannot remain static. Like in some sectors, if you studied once, you can go in the job and you practice. But in the Chartered Accountancy course, you have to study every day. You have to study every year, because the finance act changes every year. There are constant changes in the taxation. Everything changes. Then there is your talent retention is also a big issue. If you are in the practice, then you have to hire staff. But now, mostly since when the GST started, the staff retention is very poor, because people tend to learn for 1 year or 2 years at your firm, then they will go and start their own practice. So there is a difficulty in retention of your manpower. So these are mostly the challenges. Now if you go for the rewards are also as good as the challenges. Like if not less, then at least they are as equivalent to the challenges. So mostly, like, there is a job security. You can hear about the people are losing jobs in various sectors, but in CS, if they are hired by a company, mostly they don't lose the job. Even if there is any kind of loss of sale of the company or the company is degrading, still they don't want replace the chartered accountants. You can hear that many IT professionals are losing their jobs, but the same news you won't get for chartered accountants. And there are many areas of practice, like you can go for practice, you can go for audit, you can go for taxation, you can go for job, you can go for management advisory. And also the most lucrative thing about chartered accountancy is that we are the partner of nation building. We help the nation to grow. So that's are the rewards. I have completed my chartered accountancy course way back in 2015. At that point of time, I had no much idea about the future of the course, because in those days, chartered accountancy was limited to big cities. There were no such chartered accountants in small areas. So first, I started my own practice at my hometown in Barpeta. So it was a sole proprietorship firm, and I was mostly into income tax and VAT consultancy. But gradually, I thought of expanding my area of work. So I joined a partnership firm, Niranjan and Narayan. It is based in Hyderabad, and we have a branch office here, Guwahati. So I look after the northeast area of the firm. So I entered into I was mostly interested in the public sector audits and your audit of the fundings given by the international institute like World Bank, your Asian Development Banks and others. So I also took up certain post-graduation courses, post your chartered accountancy. So like in the sector of procurement, in the sector of public financing, and those helped me. And along with that, I submitted some tenders. So I gradually got audits of these different various organizations, and gradually on the basis of my performance and on the basis of your building up of trust, I continued my work into it. I would suggest firstly you have to be mentally prepared for the journey. CA course, as I already said, is not an easy course. It is quite a tough course with a very low pass percentage, and so you have to be ready for failures, because many CAs I have personally met who have cleared in 5 attempts, 6 attempts. So the attempts don't count after you once become a CA. So you don't give up based on the attempts. Second, you have to study smart and not just study hard. You have to go on the basis of concepts. You have to clear the concepts. As I already said, the conceptual clarity is the most important thing in ICA. You have to get the concepts clear. You go to the ICI website, there you will get the ICI manuals. There are all the study materials available. Your revisionary test papers are available. Concentrate more on those. Many students, they go after the coaching centers, they go after the course given by the coaching centers, the books given by them. But those coaching centers books, in many cases, they don't give you the conceptual clarity as much as you get in the ICI material, the material given by the institute itself. Then you have to stay strong and never give up. You have to take the most of the articleship period. There is a 2-year articleship period in the course. You have to make the most out of it, because that is a golden period. Once you become a CA, no one will guide you how to do things, because you are a professional itself. Those 2 years of articleship period, when you are as a trainee, you can ask your seniors, sir, how is it done? That is the best time to get the practical knowledge. Then you have to keep learning and keep specializing. Like if you have completed the chartered accountancy course, it's not that it's the end. You can go for certain postgraduate courses, because now there are evolving various areas of your various fields. So you can go for other courses also like that. And then you have to be updated with the recent changes. For that, you can go for ICI seminars. There are many seminars organized by ICI for students. There are ICI journals. You can read those journals. Then you have to stay updated. That's it. It's like every other profession in the current days, AI is the most important part of CA profession also. AI has automated most of the processes that we chartered accountants do in our day-to-day life. Even audits, now the audit report, it is pre-formatted by the help of AI. You just need to put up the certain observations or whatever you have the findings. The rest of the monotonous work is done by the AI itself. So you have to integrate yourself with AI. And AI has also given many other new scopes, like as you will be entering the field newly. So you have to have certain new ideas so that you can compete with the old CS. So like the old CS, although they are trying to cope up with AI, they won't be as professional, as you can say easy with AI as the new coming chartered accountants. So that is one opportunity for the new chartered accountants. Then there is your GST litigations. GST has been here for around 7 to 8 years, but the litigation has started to arise now. From last year, the litigation cases have arose. So there is a huge chance to study and cope up with these litigation cases. If you can go for advisory on litigation, there is a good remuneration also that you will be getting and good scope for that. Then again, there is your sustainability audit, sustainability and environmental audit. Nowadays, most companies are asking about report on sustainability and your social sector, how much the company is contributing to the society. So that is an emerging sector in chartered accountancy. Then again, there are startups. India, as we know, is a huge scope of startups. So for startup advisory and startup funding, for every advisory for the startups, the CA, which is a emerging trend now. There are many resources available in the ICI website itself. Like if you start from the ICI study materials, the ICI study materials is very nicely designed by it has been written by most of the chartered accountants, and it has been nicely designed. If you go through it, you will get the conceptual clarity of every subject. Then there are RTP, revisionary test papers, which comprises of the previous year's questions and along with the answers. Then you have the ICI e-learning portal. There are many videos on many subjects that you can watch through and you can learn through it. Then there is the ICI journal. In the ICI journal also recent updates, you will be getting all the updates and whatever is happening in the industry. Then there are other training programs like ICI seminars. You can attend the ICI seminars and you can gain knowledge from them, and you can learn from the group. You can create groups of your own, like of the students that you have joined, of the office group, like where you are doing the articleship, and you can learn from those.